Hi everyone, my name is Sunxeke and I am the owner and maker of Glitter with Sunxeke. If you like the content that you're seeing, please like, subscribe, and share. You can also connect with me by Facebook, Instagram, and email.
Hey everyone, thank you for coming and watching this video today. Today we are going to be making this Halloween pattern vinyl. It has two semi-transparent vinyls and one just solid regular vinyl there in the middle. Keep watching so that you can learn how to make this very, very simple tumbler. Our very first step that we need to take is we need to put a base coat on this tumbler. I am using Arteza paint and I am just using the gold color. I am going to be using gold glitter, and so the gold paint just kind of made sense to me. Because I am only using one color of glitter, I just thought gold glitter, gold base, perfect. So as you'll see, I'm kind of running out of gold glitter or gold paint, and so I'm just kind of squeezing as much out there as I can get, and then I am spreading it along the cup. Eventually I do get a big plop that comes out, and so the whole cup ends up getting covered, and it's a pretty good thick coat, so I don't need to worry about doing a second coat. But if you have a paint that's not as thick or it's not quite as opaque, you might want to do two coats so that you have a solid base color for your glitter to blend into. I am then going to set this tumbler aside, and I am going to let it dry for about 45 minutes to an hour, just depending on how long it takes for the paint to fully dry. I am now taking Gold Rush from the Glitter Chimp, and I am going to use the epoxy method to adhere my glitter. I have already mixed up a little bit of epoxy, and I am sure that I was working on other cups at this time. So whatever I was, had left in my cup, I just took a little bit of it and I spread it all over my cup. You want to make sure that you're getting a really good coverage of epoxy. You don't want it to be so thick that your glitter kind of gets not lost in it, but is just kind of floating or like looks wet. You want a thin layer, but enough that your glitter is going to stick to your epoxy. Make sure that you get the top rim really well. Make sure you get the bottom rim really well. Just make sure you have a really good coverage everywhere. I know that I have enough when my hand slides over my cup without any like skipping or anything on the cup. So I am then just going to take Gold Rush and I'm going to pour it on the entirety of the cup, the bottom, the sides, everywhere. I am only using one glitter color for this cup, so it's a super, super easy one. There's no blending, there's nothing. You just make sure that you have your epoxy all over your cup. You dump out all the glitter onto your cup and just make sure that it is fully and completely covered. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below. I would really, really appreciate it if you guys haven't already done so, if you'd like the video, and if you would subscribe. So once you get all your glitter on there, make sure that you try to tap off as much of that extra glitter that's just sitting on there as possible. That will help with your next couple of steps of trying to get your glitter to lay down flat. So once you have gotten all of the glitter on there, you've tapped off the remainder, go ahead and dump your glitter that fell onto your paper back into the container. Then you're going to see me rolling my cup on that sheet of paper. This is a super important part. You want to make sure that you are laying down this glitter as flat as possible so that you don't have to do 30 layers of epoxy and have this super thick cup. I'm also going to clean off the rim of my tumbler. You might want to know how many times to roll your paper or your tumbler on your paper. I like to do it until I stop hearing the glitter crunch as I am rolling it. I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but once you do it and you hear the crunch, you'll know that it's done and it is ready to go. For this particular tumbler, I did not seal it with the CrystaLac glitter glue, and I kind of regret that choice. I had a couple of pieces of glitter that stuck up that made it a little bit more difficult to have a very, very smooth epoxied surface. It's okay. Next time, in hindsight, I would just seal it with my 50-50 mix, but it all turned out. I was able to sand it out and get as smooth as I needed to in order to add my vinyl. I have gone ahead and I have decided that I was going to use these 3 pattern vinyls for my tumbler. The top vinyl is a semi-transparent, the bottom is a semi-transparent, and the middle is an opaque vinyl. I thought that all 3 of these were really cute. They all went together really well, and I just kind of like the way that they look. The bottom one kind of gives me a really good fall vibe, and the top 2 give me a very spooky Halloween fun candy vibe. So those were the 3 that I chose. I went ahead and I just used my paper cutter, and I believe the sections that I cut were either 1.5 inches or 2 inches. I just kind of measured my cup, and really, I want to say it was 1.5 inches. That way I had a gap in between. It definitely was 1.5 inches because I have a gap in between each of those pattern vinyls. I wanted people to be able to see a strip of a strip of glitter in between each set of vinyl. So I am just taking my paper cutter and I am trimming these all to be 1.5 inches, and then I will lay them on my cup here in the next couple of steps. So here I am, now after I get it all cut out, I am going to adhere it to my tumbler. On this day, I struggled immensely getting this vinyl to lay straight. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know why I could not get a piece of vinyl to lay straight, but I could not. I struggled. In the end, because we did pinstriping, you couldn't tell that my laying down of the vinyl wasn't perfect, which is exactly what I wanted. But let me tell you, I struggled. It was not easy. So here I am. I'm making sure that it lines up. It lines up when I'm here, but then by the time that I get it wrapped all the way around my cup, it's not lined up perfectly. It's okay. It turns out working out fine. Don't stress too much about it. You do want it to be as straight as you possibly can get it, but especially if you know that you're going to be adding pinstripes to the end, it isn't the end of the world if you are not 100% perfect on your laying down of your vinyl. The regret of this cup is I knew that the top and the bottom vinyl were semi-transparent. And that's what I wanted. I wanted you to be able to see the glitter through the vinyl. However, the gold glitter, along with the color of these transparent vinyls, really made the vinyls blend in with the glitter. I wish that I had chosen a different vinyl color. Not vinyl color, I'm sorry. I wish I had chosen a different glitter color that would maybe have helped this vinyl pop off of the glitter color a little bit more. Because at this point, I wasn't planning on putting pinstripes down. But as you can see, with the struggle bus that I had on getting this vinyl on straight, and then also as I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh gosh, that's kind of hard to see. Like, this isn't kind of what I had envisioned. I kind of had envisioned it being a little darker, a little bit easier to see. But how I fixed that was with my pinstriping later on. So even though in this moment, as I'm putting on my vinyl, I'm a little sad and I'm like, oh no, this is not turning out how I want it to be. It all ends up working out there in the end. As you can see, I'm trying to reposition it to get it as straight as I possibly can, because you saw the bottom one was not straight and I had some trouble with it. But again, it all turned out fine. It looks okay. I just did have a really hard time figuring out how I was going to be able to get this straight. So go ahead and continue to watch me as I struggle with this vinyl, getting it straight. You can tell that I did not measure the top or the bottom, but I did want that middle piece to be as relatively in the middle of the top vinyl and the bottom vinyl as I could. So I did pull out my measuring tape to measure it so that it wasn't super skewed to the top or super skewed to the bottom. So that's really the only thing that I measured while I was putting on the vinyl, is that middle stripe, because I just wanted to make sure that it was balanced and in the middle, really truly in the middle of the top and the bottom vinyl. I did not mention this before, but I am making a conscious effort to have my seams lining up in the same spots. So I am really trying to make sure that when I put that first bottom vinyl down, that I match the top so that the seams lined up. I am also doing the same thing with this center vinyl. I am positioning my cup so that I am lining up all of the seams on all three of them. That way there is a distinct front and back of the cup, and I can kind of maneuver around and really have my pinstripes all start and stop in the same spot as well. If you haven't already done so, I would like to remind you to please hit subscribe on down below. If you have, I really appreciate that you've done that. And if you also wouldn't mind hitting that like button, all of those things really help me out being able to grow this channel, get content to new people. So if you wouldn't mind, just go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. It takes less than a second, and that's all the effort that I ask you to put forth. So thank you for doing that, and keep watching on. All right, so once I got my vinyl on the tumbler, I put it on my turner and I put on 1 coat of epoxy. It was at this point that it was on the turner that I was like, oh gosh, this is not looking the way I anticipated it. And so I just thought, hey, you know what? Why don't the worst that can happen is that I ruin it. So let me go ahead and put pinstriping on there and see if I like the way that that looks better. So once my epoxy cured, I went ahead and I got my tumbler and I just got these stripes or pinstripes that I cut out a long time ago, and I am just going to add them to anywhere the vinyl ends on my cup. So each strip of vinyl will get 2 pinstripes, 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom. I am really glad that I did this because this actually makes the cup look complete. Before I was like, golly, it's kind of really hard to see this vinyl, especially the semi-transparent one. And looking at it, I know how crooked that looks. I hope I went back. Okay, I did go back and fix it. I was like, holy moly, that is very crooked. So I went through and I just put vinyl striping on there so that that still looks super, super crooked. I don't know if okay, I'm still fixing it. I gotta give myself some more credit. But I just really wanted to make sure that you could tell and see where this vinyl started and stopped. So I put the pinstriping on there really to complete the way I wanted this to come out initially, which was being able to see the semi-transparent vinyl way better than you could underneath that gold glitter. So all of that to say, things can be fixed when they don't come out the way that you anticipate it coming out. It's okay. You are a clever person. You are an artist. Think for a few minutes and figure out what you can do to save your cup. There have been very few times that I have not been able to save a cup because the design did not come out exactly the way that I wanted it to. So just take a deep breath and figure out what you can do in order to save your cup. At this point, there is no reason why this should go in the strip pile. It is just fine. It looks good. It just needed one small little touch in order to finish off the look that I was going for. After I got my pinstriping on there, it was time for my final coats of epoxy. So I went ahead and I put this on my tumbler and I did 2 final coats of epoxy, and I just let it spin, do its thing. Then I put another layer of epoxy on there, let it spin, do its thing, let it cure, do all that stuff. And there you go. So it ended up looking really cute. I love it. I think that it's a super cute, fall, fun, Halloween-ish tumbler. and I love it. So you'll see the final product here in just a moment. And here is the final tumbler. I hope you guys think it is as cute as I do. Comment below. Tell me the things that I could do better, things that you like, things that you hate. Let me know. Just be kind. But I enjoyed making this one, and I hope you guys watched it. And if you are inspired to make one like it, go ahead and tag me in the things that you create. Thanks, guys.
You can connect with me on social media with Facebook and Instagram, and you can also send me an email. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. But now it's time for you to watch the video that's suggested for you on the screen. Have a great day. Bye.